Whispers in the night, glances in the dark, shadows move with fright, leaking out a spark. Eyes behind the walls, footsteps on the stairs, echo of the calls, breathing in cold air. Creeping shadows rise, cover up the sky. Anxiety lies, hear the angels cry.
Today I'm 44, ain't slowing down. Energy buzzing like electric town. Birthday flames that never burn out. Yeah, I'm here to scream and shout. Light up the sky with neon dreams. Bass drums hitting harder than it seems. Heart kicks up the pulse in my veins. Got no brakes, just crazy trains. Celebrate, there's fire in my soul. Living wild, never growing old. Raise a toast, let's lose control. Birthday bash, rock and roll. Candles look up, but my spirit's fierce. Crank the volume, burst through the spheres. Laughter echoes through the night. In these rhythms I take flight. Birthday anthem, hearts are racing. Feel the beat, my pulse embracing. 44 and life's a blast, but who cares about the past? Celebrate, there's fire in my soul. Living wild, never growing old. Raise a toast, let's lose control. Birthday bash, rock and roll. Birthday bash, rock and roll. Birthday bash, rock and roll. Candles flicker, but my spirit's fierce. Crank the volume, burst through the spheres. Laughter echoes through the night. In these rhythms I take flight. Birthday anthem, hearts are racing. Feel the beat, my pulse embracing. 44 and life's a blast, but who cares about the past? Celebrate, there's fire in my soul. Living wild, never growing old. Raise a toast, let's lose control. Birthday bash, rock and roll. Birthday bash, rock and roll.
Hello, everybody. Now, is that a song that gets you going? It's so much better than the happy birthday to me. I created that through AI this morning, and it was rocking, and I love it. So that was
That
my
was
little.
pretty good.
That was a gift to
That was
myself.
pretty good.
Well, this is the birthday show. Now, obviously, it's my birthday, but we want to actually talk about birthdays because this is a paranormal discussion. And you know that birthdays have a mysticism to them, have strange and eerie facts to them, have things that make you wonder what is going on. It's something that everybody shares. We all have a birthday, we all have a start. And
Yep.
I don't know. How do you feel about birthdays? I want to know because a lot of people they say like the older you get, the more you hate them, or
I don't know. I'm thankful for my birthdays. I
And this is
didn't.
also for the audience as well. And hi, mommy. Mommy is in the house. Look at that.
Hi.
She says happy birthday, and she says hi, Shamrock Pixie.
Hi. I think I'm glitching.
You are glitching a little bit, but we can see you, so
Okay.
you're fine.
So for me, I think the last 5 years, my birthday means a little bit more to me than it really did beforehand. So yeah, I kind of have like,
You needed that stroke of touching death in order to appreciate life, I guess. Is that a
well,
nice way to say it? Or
I was so close. So I'm thankful for my birthdays. And just like, people like, don't tell people how old you are. No, I'm 44 too, and I'm thankful to be 44.
and you know something? I will say this: neither one of us look 44. I don't care what people say. You do not look 44. I don't think I look 44. I look at other people, and it's no. We do not.
I've
look
had
44.
people like look at me and they're like, when I tell them how old I am, and they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I'm 44.
That's exactly what happens to me. I get that conversation all the time. I'm like, I'm 44.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty funny.
Blessed with the youth. That's what it is. So,
Yes. I
so
feel like I'm 80 some days, let me tell you.
yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, I'm 44. I'm proud of it.
I want to play a couple of videos. Normally, I just start talking, and I thought maybe if I actually take a couple of TikTok videos and have you guys watch it, because some of the stuff is fascinating. And one of them happens to be the whole ritual and the idea of happy birthday. And if you really,
Your mom said she's 65 and feels 35.
I'll be honest, my mom does not look 65. When she was telling
No.
people that she was retiring, they thought she was crazy. That you're not retiring. They didn't realize that she's 6. But yes, you look young and beautiful. You got those young genes.
I'm gonna pull up a picture of my mom too.
And you pass them you pass them down to me.
My mom does not look her age either. Let me find a recent picture of her real quick.
Wow.
But my mom is in her 60s as well, and you would never suspect her to be in her 60s. But I have to find a recent picture of her.
When my grandmother was alive, everybody thought that my grandmother was my mother and that my mother was my sister. That's how they thought. They didn't realize that it was 3 generations all at once. My grandmother passed away, but I mean, when she was alive, they just thought it was just mother and daughters. Meantime, it was 3 generations. Wow. Yeah. Hello, Bud Files. Welcome to the show. It's the Happy Birthday Show where we're going to be discussing the mysteries of birthdays.
All right, let's see.
She's pulling up a picture of her mom. We want to see this young, beautiful hot mama. Did I say hot mama or is that inappropriate?
No, it's my mom. Like growing up, my mom, she was, our house was the like hangout spot for my brothers and their friends. And so,
oh yeah,
this is the most recent.
I'll put that up in a minute. I'll tell that story in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see your mom. Here, let me blow you up. Yeah, no, she does not look her age at all. She looks young and beautiful.
That's the most recent one that I can find. But yeah.
Hello, Susanna. Welcome to the show.
Hello. But yeah, I mean, my mom does not look like she's in her 60s. And so I think my camera.
Yeah, it got dark, but it just got bright now. It had to adjust with the lighting.
And my grandmother, let me see if I can find a picture of my grandma. You know what? I know how to find my grandma.
And that's
I know how to find my grandma.
Nobody knew how old. And I think like I said, there's a couple of videos I want to play on TikTok, and I think it would be oops, I think it would be an interesting thing in regards to birthdays. So, hello,
All right.
Lucy's World. Welcome to the show.
That's my grandma. I don't know if you can see. There
We
she
can
is.
see.
How old do you think she is?
Okay, I don't want to insult her, but I'm going to say she has to be in her 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
And
was
that's
a beauty queen.
That's only doing the math. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, she was a beauty queen winner. That's how she met my grandpa.
Well, we did have this discussion that people in the past look so much older for the age they were than now. So when you
Yeah.
look at like old sports cards, like from the 70s, these sports figures were in their teens or 20 years old, but they look like they're 40, 50 years old. Archie Bunker was only in his 40s. Could you imagine Archie Bunker and Edith from those were the days. I can't think of the what was the where they're sitting at the piano. Those were the days. Archie Bunker, whatever show that was. They were only in their 40s. They looked like they were in their 70s at the time.
But I think a lot of that was special effects and makeup. You have to remember that too in Hollywood. Yeah.
No, not really, because even with the Golden Girls, Sophia, the old one who was supposed to be the mother, she was actually younger.
Youngest.
She was the youngest.
In the family.
Yeah. All in the family.
All in
That's
the
correct.
family. Yep.
I couldn't think of the name. Thank you. I knew somebody would get it. Savannah's got it. All in the family. If you look at how old they actually were compared to what they portrayed, back then people were much older. So
I always thought it was makeup and special effects because of the fact that if you were to see pictures of what they look like outside of the film industry, like the shows that they were on, they did look their age. And I wanted to go. I was going to go to school for for makeup and special effects, and there's only 2 schools that.
All in the Family would absolutely be banned. In fact, a lot of the shows from back then would totally be banned. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Cancel culture is horrible.
I've been rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it doesn't dawn on me like how old that show is, because I'm thinking, hey, I used to watch it, and now that I'm rewatching, the little references that they make would never, like, you can never say that today. So it's almost sad that
people become too sensitive, and so yeah, I mean it is what it is, but you know.
So we want to do a little controversy today and talk about birthdays, because I want to play a couple of videos because I think they're interesting, and this way it prevents me from talking so much, because a lot of people say that I talk too much but don't give. Like, I don't cite my references. So I'm going to show a video because I think the video speaks for itself. So let's have a little fun little entertainment. And we're going to start off with the whole idea of celebrating your birthday. Okay.
Did you read what Lucy's World? Hey, at least the husband or the hubby and wives slept in twin beds.
That's true. Yes. Back
in it was unheard of.
I love Lucy Days.
Yeah, but I believe Bewitched was the first show that actually showed a marital bed on TV.
It was always separate.
2 separate beds.
Yeah. And then I Love Lucy did that as well at one point, where but okay, so here's a video. I really want to hear what people think about this, because it dawned on me like this would be really spooky if this is true. So let me share this. Okay, so the question is birthday celebration a satanic ritual? I'm going to just say take the word satanic out of the thing, and let's just talk ritualistic. But I'm going to play this for you, and you guys tell me what you think.
Really a satanic or pagan ritual? Let's find out. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is, why do we blow out candles on a birthday cake? So this article right here says it stems from Egypt and the moon goddess and associated with a lot of holidays. And it's the mixing of Christian and pagan tradition. So the next thing I want to talk about is this article that's floating around the internet comparing birthday celebrations to satanic rituals. So the article is saying that the birthday celebration and the satanic ritual have similar things going on. So it's a small gathering of people huddled around an object on fire. Then they're chanting a song in unison until the fire is blown out. And then a knife is stabbed into the object. They also said the post laughingly called this a bit satanic. The real story of the birthday cake does have a little something to do with evil spirits, but more in the vein of warding them away with candlelight and merrymaking. Now here's one picture of a satanic ritual, as you can see. And here's another picture of a satanic ritual. And as you can see, they're gathering around the object that's on fire. So guys, I'm not saying that the birthday celebration is a ritual, but as you can see, there are similarities to the satanic ritual that they do. So I'll let you come with your own conclusions. Peace, and please keep rising.
Okay, so I'm curious. Thoughts? Does anybody have any thoughts about that?
Interesting. I'm not even gonna lie. That's kind of interesting to think back on. That, huh?
Now,
That's,
let's discuss some of the religious significance of different things. For example, Jehovah's Witnesses are against birthdays. They do not they don't celebrate any holidays. They specifically do not celebrate birthdays as well because they believe that such celebrations will displease God. And even though the Bible doesn't explicitly forbid celebrating birthdays, it's fascinating to note that they don't. Yeah, I'm looking at the site. It says it's fascinating to know that they do not celebrate it because of displeasing God. So, what do you guys
it's
think?
birthdays. Like,
It's a birthday.
seriously?
But okay, but here's the thing. You only actually have, and I have another video that'll be interesting. You only have one birthday. It's the day you're born. So why are we celebrating it year after year after year on the same day,
So,
in the same manner, in the same context, with a fire, the candles, with a cake, the offering, slicing with a knife, people around in a circle?
well, I mean, I don't see personally. I don't see anything wrong with birthdays. I think a lot of it has to do with, every year you get older and it helps keep track of your, how old you are, how long you've been on the earth. But I don't know. There's a lot of things in this world I don't understand.
Now, here's an interesting twist, and I'm going to play another video. Could it potentially be that, and you said it yourself, it's keeping track of how old you're getting? Could it be that you're willing yourself to get older and older and willing yourself to get closer to your demise because you're implanting that thought in your head that you're getting older?
Nah, most people don't wish. Most people wish for like crazy things, that they normally.
No, I'm not saying
wouldn't
you're
wish
wishing,
for.
but it's like you're willing something because you're celebrating the passage of time. You're celebrating that because if you didn't know what day it was or you had no track of time, would it really matter what day your birthday was? Oh, here we go. Couple of things. Valerie says you celebrate birthday that you're alive for another year. Absolutely. I'll be honest, I'm 44. When I excuse me, when I was in my 20s, I said I'm never going to make it to my 30s. I said that. I was in my 20s. I'm like, I'm not going to live past 30. Then in my 30s, I said, I'm not going to live past 40. Now I'm in my 40s. I'm like, I'm not going to live past 50. Lucy
Wow.
says, well, when you put it all together, you have to say, it makes you think. It's like, and so then it's like, well, I'm never blowing anything out again.
I don't know. I think personally, some of this stuff that we do cover, I think people have lost their marbles and they need to find them, because I think people read too much into certain things, and for years and years and centuries, and since the end of, or the beginning of time, people celebrated their birthday. That's what makes us unique, I feel. So, I mean, because not everybody's born on the same day. Would it be cool to meet somebody who was born the same day, the same exact time? That would be neat.
Please tell
But
the story about this casino. I don't know which story you're talking about. The one about the security guard, or the one who keeps hounding me?
uh-oh.
I don't know which. We have lots of casino stories. Something's always happening at the casino. But
Whoa.
oh, that one. Okay, I forgot to mention that. Yes, this is going back for a minute. One of the things that happens is when we were at the casino, I was at the table and my mom comes over to me and I'm winning, and she comes over and gives me a kiss. The people at the table next to us got so insulted that she kissed me because they thought that, and she said to them, what are you, lesbian lovers? They were like insulted that I'm like, she's my mom. I just won. So
Wow. Note to self, don't go to
and
that
that's
casino.
no, but that was going back to the fact that they thought that my mother and I were like sisters, or they thought that we were lovers. What, I can't kiss my mom in public?
I kissed my mom in public. That's my mama.
Exactly. The kiss on the cheek. She came over and she's like, congratulations, and she walked away. And they're like, what's going on?
I love my mama. I ain't
Exactly.
afraid. She gave birth to me. I wouldn't be here without my mom.
I will gladly kiss my mother, and yes, I have no shame in that. Yes. She's my
I
mom.
kissed my
love my mom.
dad. He's my
Yes.
dad.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I'm a daddy's girl, so if people want to read more into that, that's their problem, and they need to go get some help.
Lucy says, if you look at each holiday, there are similar stories about it being pagan. I personally celebrate them with the right intentions and ignore the stories. Something that I believe that is the key. Intentions. Because, I mean, some holidays, they do have, I'm going to say, a horrific backstory to them. But you know what? It's a day that you can celebrate. It's a day from breaking out the normal routine. It's a day that you can spend time with your family, friends, days that you can just appreciate life. And I know
And
some
you get
people,
gifts. Most people get gifts on their
yes,
birthdays every year.
but
You
even
know?
even holidays in general. I mean, okay, I had no idea. I didn't realize that yesterday was a holiday. I completely forgot. I didn't realize that the banks were closed. I did not prepare for yesterday to be a holiday. But you know something? It is a holiday. It's a holiday I don't necessarily celebrate, even though here in Texas, they've celebrated it for years. I didn't know. So, but you know something? It's another day off. It's another day. And that's how I feel about a lot of holidays. I mean, there's very
Yeah.
few holidays that I mean, okay, the big holidays I celebrate, the little holidays, because technically you could go into the website and today there'll be a ton of different observances. There'll be a ton of different holidays. Like, I mean, like the solstice is today, there's this and that. I mean, it could be like
First day of
Pecan Day, or
summer.
yeah, it'd be like Pecan Day, Hug Your Squirrel Day. I don't know, Go Watch a Bird Day. Every day there's a different day. Yeah, I'm teasing.
I celebrate Let's Watch the Birds every day. So
Exactly. I didn't actually look at what today's list is, but that's the sort of stuff that when you go to holiday observances, that people have actually made specific days out of every single day. And there's not just one, there's a whole bunch. There's eat a hot dog day or something like that. Until a few years ago, most of us have never heard of Juneteenth, and it was never on the calendar either. That's because Biden signed it into law 3 years ago. So 2 years, whatever ago. This is the third year where he signed it into making it a federal holiday. Before that, it was never a federal holiday, but it was a observed holiday that originated in Texas, of all places.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yes. So, but he did make it a federal holiday, and that's why it didn't dawn on me yesterday, because it's a fairly new holiday to most people. That
Right.
because when I'm looking at my day, I'm like, why did I get my direct deposit?
Yeah, and there was the post
No,
office
ma'am.
was closed
The
yesterday.
post office is closed. I'm like,
The
why
banks, I
did they
believe, were closed as well.
And that just ruined my day, because I actually had plans to do stuff yesterday, and when I realized everything's closed, I'm like, I can't do what I have to do, so I'm actually gonna do it tomorrow. No big deal. I had to move my week one extra day. All right,
and-
so
Okay, so real quick, like with Tommy, okay? Tommy's birthday is December 25th.
Christmas
and-
baby.
He's
Oh,
a Christmas
Christmas.
baby. Yes,
that's
growing up, they like combined them. So he got his Christmas gifts were also his birthday present gifts. When him and I got together, when I found out what his birthday was, I actually started separating Christmas and his birthday. So we celebrate
Aw.
Christmas in the morning until noon till we go to bed is his birthday. And
Aw.
I make him a cake, and he gets a separate present for his birthday, and I make whatever meal he wants for his birthday, because that's what we do in our house. We either pick somewhere to eat for birthdays, or you tell me what you want for dinner, I'll make it. We bake cakes, homemade cakes, so that because each of our kids, so they each on their first birthday they got one that I didn't make. And so but the second birthday I started making their cake, but their very first cake was from the store. Joey was all blue and Jasmine was all red. And let me tell you, that stuff was hard to wash off them.
Yes. Yeah, the dyes and everything will get in the skin. And well,
Yeah,
speaking
or maybe it
of
was
cake,
the other way around. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe Joey was red and Jasmine was blue. But one was one color and the other one was the other color. And let me tell you, it was trippy trying to get them cleaned up on their first birthday. So
very good point.
feel sorry for people.
People born in the
Yes.
leap year. Now that is a great
Yep, and
segue.
Yeah, but technically, yes, they age every year, but they technically, like, I knew somebody who was born on leap year, and they were like 4 years old, and then they were like 10 years old, and that was it. I was just like, oh, that's kind of crazy.
Every 4 years. So now here's an interesting thing, because you bring a perfect segue. And that's the question involving our calendar. As of right now, we have 12 months. The months range from 30, 31 days, or February, the odd one out, being 28 days. Okay?
Mhm.
We have 13 zodiac signs. Okay? Why do we have 13 zodiac signs, but only 12 months? And think about something that's very strange. September, October, November, December. Why is the Latin root so different for those holidays? Because the Latin of sept means 7, but September is the 9th month. The Latin root for October, oct, means 8, but October is the 10th month. November, nov, is Latin root for 9, but it's the 11th month. So guess what? I've got a video for you guys. So let's
All
do the
right.
calendar because this is a really, really good video, and I would love to hear your opinion on this. So let
I
me pull
am
this
here.
up.
I just mute and block out my screen when
Yeah.
you bring up the videos.
no.
So
Not a problem. That's fine. I'm going to bring up this video. I would love to hear what people have to say about this because what it's saying is we should be on a 13-month, not a 12-month. So let's play this video and let's see what you think.
This is why I've said the dates that they are giving us are incorrect. We used to have 13 months, 28 days, and 1 day of rest, even in the Bible. So look, we have 13 lunar cycles, 28 days, 13 zodiac signs. Every turtle shell you'll find, 13 sections in the middle, and 28 notches along the side, all to keep us disconnected from these natural cycles of our realm. Listen to David Strait. Why I've said
Okay,
the dates that
so hold on, guys. Okay, so what did you guys think of that? 13 months, and it's all coincides with what nature has to say because the Mayans used to use turtles as the calendar because what he was describing, the turtles always have the 13-month shells with the 28 days surrounding the outer shell. It's very,
that
very
is
interesting. And you see other things in nature. When you look at various ancient cultures, there's that philosophy that the earth is flat, which is on the turtle's back, and there's waters above and waters below. So you'll get the image of a turtle being the world, and everything is on the back of a turtle. That's one of the ancient cultures believes in, and it's very, very interesting.
Hmm.
Lucy said something amazing. A
yeah.
woman's cycle is 28 days. Coincidence? That's another sign of nature. Now, if anybody doesn't believe in the whole 13 months, if you don't believe in the whole 13-month theory, there's a little trick that you could do. And that is if you pull up your phone and go into the Google Calendar and then just start scrolling all the way back to the 1500s. You're going to notice, and I don't remember what year, but when you're in the 1500s, you are going to see the calendar gets chopped in half and there's 2 weeks missing because that was the
So what
time.
would the 13th month be called then? Because we have, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So what would the 13th month have been called?
There is a name for it. Called Undecember or Undecember. They called it. So undecember or undecember. That's what they ended up calling it. I'll just write that down. Okay, I wrote that in the thing because we don't have a date for it now, and when they're quote erasing history, they're gonna take all the information out from, you know what I mean? But it makes sense. You got September, October, November, December, January, February, March. April would have been the first month. But here's the interesting thing. What is April 1st? What do we celebrate on April 1st?
That is April Fool's Day.
Exactly. April Fools. The biggest fool. Now, on a spiritual level, if you look at it from a biblical spiritual level, they're saying that that's what the devil did. He fooled everybody into realizing that you're not celebrating the actual resurrection of Jesus or the new beginning or whatever you want to call it. Because remember, the guy was saying how April 1st is the resurrection. So they're saying that the devil created April Fool's Day to fool everybody that you're no longer on the correct calendar and you're no longer celebrating the correct days. And that's just one belief. It's interesting. It's fascinating.
Yeah,
But it
it's
does
weird.
make sense. And even they were talking about like from tax purposes, it is so much easier if we were on a 28-day cycle. The fact that you have some months, like I don't know, anybody does the knuckle trick where it's like January, February, March, April. Okay, why do we like that? Always confused me. Why do we have some months with 30, some months with 31, and then you have one the February with 28, but it's going to have 29 every 4 years. With the 28 day cycle, 13 months, you're not going to have a leap year. Leap year doesn't exist
Right.
because you automatically have that one extra day each year to celebrate, to
Right.
restart, and the calendar will perfectly align. It'll always be the same day, will always be Sunday to Saturday. Like it'll always be the first will be on a Sunday, Monday to, you know what I mean? Like the first day, it'll always go in that way. So it almost makes sense to have a 28-day cycle, but we don't
Right.
do that. And
Mhm.
it would make more sense for your astrology signs because then every single month is a different sign rather than having okay, this is going to be from the 15th to the 15th. You know what I mean?
Right.
How it breaks it up. So
Right.
I find that fascinating. I don't know. And it also will add into some prophecies because if the calendar is that messed up, what's going to happen with the Mayan prophecy when they said like 2020 was supposed to be the big explosion and all this? Is the Mayan calendar actually correct? We just haven't reached it yet. Let's see what Lucy says. Julius Caesar's astronomers explain the need for 12 months in a year and the addition of a leap year to synchronize with the seasons. But that's just it. If they didn't have that 12 months they wouldn't need that one extra day to link up with the seasons because the seasons would always automatically be in line perfectly. There wouldn't be that one day that says, "Oh, every 4 years we got to start all over again just to get the seasons." And
I don't know. I don't know. I think I kind of like the 12 months, the 13. I don't want another month of winter here.
but it's not another
It's
month. It's
cold.
just because you have to remember you're taking 2 or 3 days off of each month. That's
Right.
where you're getting the extra month from. It's not like it's
Oh, we
extending the
still end
year.
up with an extra month of cold. Let me tell you, because in the north it snows. There was just a snowstorm. Where was it? There was just a snowstorm yesterday or the day before
In June.
in June.
That's crazy. Well, that's another thing. What is going on with the weather right now everybody says, oh, it's global warming or something like that. There has been some serious weather anomalies that are happening. And we could do an entire show about that because what's been going on with Bouvet Island. If anybody wants to do their own research, I'm just going to put it up here. Bouvet Island. Do some research on that. That is a rabbit hole that you are going to be amazed about. But yeah, the weather has been, I mean, okay, Texas right now, we're expecting a hurricane. There's a hurricane brewing in the Gulf right now. It's hitting Mexico, but we're going to be getting some pretty nasty weather. Florida is probably going to get some nasty weather as well. So, what does it say? Pixie, the weather and seasons would remain the same if they decide to ramp up the weather machines. Yes, that's what it is. The weather machines. In
Yeah.
fact, you could tie it into harp with Bouvet Island. If you want to do weather machines, read up about the harp program. So
Yeah, that and the thing is too is if you notice, and this is just something I've noticed, my mom too. It can be a clear blue beautiful day, no rain in sight, and then you see the planes that go through and they have those trails, and then all of a sudden then the weather starts acting all weird. Like here, I mean, we're camping, okay? Prime example, we're camping. The other night, radar. Looked at the radar. We had a nasty storm way north of us. I believe it was like an hour away north of us. Nope. It came right through here and it didn't even show on radar.
That's strange. Yeah.
And Tommy is very good at reading radar. So that's what he does. Instead of listening to what they're saying on the actual app, because that tends to contradict itself all the time, he'd go and he'd read the map and he would know, yes, rain's coming this way. He'd watch the patterns and everything. Not anymore. They're not showing. Something is wrong with the radar maps that they're now showing to us.
Do you know? I have an answer why.
Probably AI. Probably AI generated or something. I don't know. I just know that and Tommy and I can be on the same app and it's saying two completely different things. Same app. Sitting right next to each other. And the app shows two different things.
I don't know the proper name. I have to look it up. I don't know the proper name, but there is a famous app. It's a it checks the wave patterns in the oceans. So it's a big like Google Map sort of thing that what will do is it checks anytime there's a wave disruption in the ocean. What is that used for? Well, if there's an underground earthquake, if there's a volcanic eruption, if something's going to happen, that will alert that a tidal wave is going to happen and or tsunami, and they'll know to keep in mind. The problem is, and this is starting back about 2 months ago, a very strange anomaly happened from Bouvet Island, which I mentioned in there. And what happens is this little island is starting to send out radio signals. And it's been creating this big blob. Now, all of a sudden, this big blob has been warming up the ocean. Now, we already see the effects of the ocean warming up. We're getting more hurricanes. We're getting fish just turning up dead. You're getting the whole swarming of whales are going nuts. Like the whales and the dolphins are completely going nuts. There are sea creatures that you never see coming to the surface that are deep sea creatures are now coming up and washing ashore. So something is going on with the ocean. The program that does
the fish thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the fish thing in the ocean, I think, has a lot to do with what's the word I can use on YouTube? They're testing positive for drugs. Did you know that?
What, the fish? So they're experimenting. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, there's. Spell it out, or I think I spelled it right. Holy crap! I hope I did.
We'll say, how about medications?
Yes, medications are showing up in fish bloodstreams, and and most of it is the white.
And I mean,
it's stuff.
Rabbit hole. how far deep are things actually happening? We don't know. And like I said, I do have to say this. I forgot to put
What are
the
you doing?
disclaimer. What we do is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we're saying is true fact. We're just throwing out ideas. What you guys think, blah blah blah, all those blurbs. But the question is, what is going on that's causing all this? Now, back to what I was talking about, the wave patterns. The government shut.
Sorry.
You cannot look at the wave patterns anymore because what was happening is it was registering Bouvet Island, sending out these pulse signals. And whoever's using these pulse signals to manipulate the ocean, they don't want you to know. So they're saying that the program is glitching out. That's what the problem is. The program's glitching out. So you can no longer look at that program anymore. They're using a different model now. But people are like, what is going on with this particular island that is disrupting the ocean? And then if you really want to, and this I'm going to hold on, read about the Leviathan. I'm just going to leave that out there. That is its own. That one is going to be when we talk about sea creatures. We only get technology when it's 25 years old. There's no telling what else they have. Absolutely. And you know something, Lucy? No offense. I don't think 25 years. I think they just tell 25. I think they have technology that's thousands upon thousands of years more advanced than where we are. I believe that. I mean, okay, I'm silly. You guys can laugh at me. I am not very computer illiterate. I'm very computer illiterate. I'm starting to learn more how to do things. Like, for example, I just learned 2 days ago that Google had Google Docs. I've been using Microsoft Word for my entire life. And I was going to send something to a friend, and he's like, why are you using Microsoft Word? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've always used Word. He's like, there's Google Docs. He showed me Google Docs, and I'm like, are you kidding me? All this time, I could have been using. So the point I'm trying to make is I don't know enough about technology, but the technology that is coming out is amazing. You guys saw that video earlier that I did, my birthday video. That was completely well, not the pictures, but the song was AI. It took less than a minute to generate that song. All I simply did was type into my computer, give me a rock and roll anthem song that I'm 44 years old, about my birthday, make it upbeat and lively, and I hit enter. And that's what spit out instantly. So it's like, we have technology that I can't believe how amazing it is. Okay, yes, there is Wi-Fi in the pyramids because the idea is maybe the pyramids were conductive. Oh. Sounds like they set off a nuclear bomb on the island. Absolutely. If you watch the wave patterns, something happened on that island. There's nothing new under the sun is a true statement. Mm-hmm.
Right. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so right now it's sprinkling. Let's see.
We can't see anything. Oh, try backing it up a little bit. No, all we see is a white screen.
See, and that's. Oh, here we go.
Now we see it. Now we see it. Yes.
Okay.
So
right
the little green is going to be all the rain.
Right, but it's raining. It's sprinkling right now, but there's no clouds, according to our radar that we're looking at. I think that's pretty interesting.
I've been following radar very, very carefully as well because, like I said, with Texas, we've been getting way too many tornadoes. I don't know how far like Texas was, but we have gotten so many tornadoes this year and hailstorms. So I need to know every time. I need to make sure my car is okay underneath the carport, that with the hailstorm and all that other stuff, and it's the idea is we need to be prepared if there is a tornado. I mean, we already have emergency preparation. That's okay. If a tornado hits, we got to do this, and it's scary to think about that.
Oh yeah. I mean, even here, we're camping. We have a seasonal, and if something goes down here, we got to go to the bathrooms. We've been real lucky so far. We've had some pretty high winds already this year. And so like our screen tent, it's still holding up.
I I think of that movie Twister, where at the end of the scene they take their belt and they tie themselves to the old pipe,
Yeah.
and they're.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that.
That's why when you
wait,
said the bathrooms,
hold
I
on.
was like, tie yourself to the bathroom. Yes, the Maui fire. We'll talk about that. If anybody wants to do, I'm gonna just say the word "do," but I'll put in the chat what I'm talking about. So if anybody wants to go down another rabbit hole, there's the other rabbit hole. Do. Drink your Mountain Dew. But yeah, Lucy, absolutely. And it wasn't just Maui. It also extended in God, where is that country? It was a South America country, and I can't think of what country it is. The same thing that happened in Maui happened to one of the South American countries as well. But for some reason, it's off my radar what country it was. Yes.
Right.
Which, as of right now, the entire country of Ecuador is completely offline and completely without power. That happened last night. So I don't know when they're going to get back on or how long, but Ecuador's completely blacked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get that blue paint out, right?
Get the blue paint. Yes. That's what's happened in Korea. They are painting their roofs blue because if you have these, it cannot pierce through the color blue. So very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting if we talk about that.
I'm just gonna build myself something blue to put over our house.
The blue tarp. Blue tarp.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We, I shouldn't say it. I'll behave. When you said blue tarp.
Oh my god. So yes. All right. So how about some fun facts about birthdays? You guys want to hear some fun facts? Let's see what we got. Let me pull up my list. I forgot where I put my list. Darn. All right, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I had my list and I closed it out. So I'm just gonna reopen it real quick. I gave you a copy of the list.
Yes, ma'am. I have to pull it up on my phone. I am not used to a single screen.
That's fun.
It's hard for me. I got spoiled. I got 3 screens at home. This one screen thing is for the birds.
It's like how can you only see on one screen? What do we got? Funny how all the celebrities' properties were spared and they started buying up all the poor people's lands that was destroyed. Exactly, because they're going to open up a 15-minute community. And if you look at the Doomsday map that came out, that's something fun to look at. Just look at where all the major cities are. And
yeah, and here's another thing. You guys, if you want to go down another rabbit hole, look up Oprah right now and what's going on with her.
Yes. Oh, let's write that in. Oprah. Yeah, I'm not talking about that, but Oprah Winfrey. Well, she was involved in the Maui things too.
Yeah,
her
she
mansion.
went down there. Yep.
Yeah, so Oprah is somebody to watch right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's so many weird things happening right now. It's just we could just talk all day long about this stuff. We really can. But Oprah, definitely look into that. All right, so fun facts about birthdays. Anybody here have an August birthday? Because the August is where the most birthdays are celebrated. Is the month of August.
I do not. I think my nephew was born in August.
I think that has to do with, if you count 9 months back, it has to do with winter time. You get all warm and cozy. You snuggle with somebody.
Well, both of my nephews, they were born, I believe one was born in August and the other one was born in September. And so, but really close to the same date. Like day of the month.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing to consider. When is the birthday of either the mother or the father? Would it be 9 months before then? Or what's significant? Or is there a wedding anniversary or a And that'll be your answer.
Well,
Lucy's in September. So is my mom. She's September as well. September. I'm a June baby.
I'm a February baby, but I was born early.
Yeah, I think
So I decided I wanted to come into this world way sooner than I should have. I was not done cooking.
Oh, there's a story. Your birthday was celebrated on the wrong day for 46 years. Is that one of those things you got a hold of your birth certificate and saw the date difference or something like that? That's an interesting story. I mean, if you want to share, if you don't want to share, you don't have to. But I know some people who didn't have their birth certificate, and it wasn't until they looked at their birth certificate that realized that they were celebrating it. Yeah, okay. You're not the only one. There are a couple. There are a lot of people out there.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody who said that they were born on this day, but their birth certificate says a different day.
And it's also when the parents register. Like they didn't keep like necessarily good records back then. So in some cases, the baby might have been born at home, but about the time they brought it to the hospital, registered, did whatever they had to do, the birthday would show like 2-3 days later. So
Yeah.
See, I said, look, 9 months before. if you're in September, you'll have a June.
So my birthday is February 20th, and my Aunt Linda's birthday is February 21st. So I actually was my Aunt Linda's birthday gift. And then my mom's birthday is March, like March 13th. So February 20th to the 13th. That's how close she was to turning 19.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, it was a home birth. Never had a birth certificate. Used a baptismal certificate. The computer found mine, and it was wrong. Yeah. I hope that didn't cause any problems with like registering or doing. That's the whole other thing. Okay, I shouldn't even be talking about this, but the whole idea of social security numbers and birth certificates.
Bright spot. I was 5 days younger. Woo woo. There you go.
If anybody wants to go down a complete rabbit hole, look up social security numbers and birth certificates and the conspiracy behind that. Because what the theory is that because the United States. Oh, that's
turn
okay.
the camera off real quick.
That's fine. I'm just gonna give the gist of the theory. Because the United States is a corporation, not necessarily a country. There's the Republic side, and then there's the corporation of the United States of America. You get registered with a birth certificate and a social security, which is which technically is a barcode that they own you. So it's just something to think about. You're nothing more than a commodity of the United States corporation. So we're just products. That's all we are. There's a hidden figure on what our worth is at the moment we were born, and that explains everything. Yeah, it's a weird theory. Very weird rabbit hole if you want to go down that one. But some more facts. Okay, so we talked about September being the here we go. February is the month with the least amount of birthdays, but that would always make sense because February is also a shorter month. So I wouldn't give too much thing. I would think if each month had the 28 days that it was supposed to, that might be a different thing. This is a fact for me. If you are celebrating your birthday today, which is me, it will be 31,536,000 seconds until my next one. So if I'm counting seconds, that's how long it's going to be for my next birthday. Yeah, there's a whole thing about that, the theory on cashing in, that we each have a life insurance policy based on our social security number, and that's how the government is getting money because of the insurance thing, and when we die, they get the kickback and all that other stuff. I don't know if they still do this, but when I was working in corporate, and what they would do is when you registered yourself, they would have you sign an insurance policy that if you were to die, whether you died on the job or not, if you were to die, the company got an insurance policy out on you and they would give you a kickback. So when I worked at the bank, the kickback was it's a free insurance policy for me. My family would get $10,000 if I were to die for any reason, but they don't tell you how much they get. They get however much, and they would take that out on each and every birthday, on each and every employee. I don't know if they still do that in the corporate world. Not too sure. Your birthday's on 9/11. Oh, that's yes. Okay, I do have to admit it's hard when you have birthdays on such devastating days. Like
Yeah,
I mean, like Tommy has it on Christmas. That's difficult because everybody's celebrating Christmas. 9/11. That's really hard to celebrate.
yeah.
Like how do you be all happy on a day that's not so happy? So now I'm just curious. You say it's now on 9/11. Do you still celebrate it on 9/11, or do you celebrate it on the day that you've always celebrated for 46 years? I'm just curious about that. Let's see what else we have.
I thought this was an interesting fact. Number 3, you share your sorry, it's getting cold out here. Sharing your birthday with 20 million other people worldwide.
Oh yeah. Well, there's
I have not met one person that shares my birthday time. And that's what I'd like to do.
Aw. There's a statistic that if you're in a room with, I believe it's 23 people, if you're in a room with 23 people, statistically, one of those people will have your birthday.
Now, I do know somebody who is my birthday twin. That's what I call him. But different times. And I just would like to meet somebody who has the same birthday as me at the same exact time I was born. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Like same day, same moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that would be kind of neat. There was a show that it was a weird show. It was on one of the streaming platforms. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a group of people who were born at the exact same time. They ended up meeting. Like they had this weird psychic connection and they ended up finding each other because of how they were born and this and that. I wish I could remember what the heck the name of it was, but it was actually kind of interesting. Like you have all these weird things that happen, but it was happening to them at the same time.
Was it a superhero story or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I was going to say that sounds like the premise of Umbrella Academy, where they were all born the exact same day instantaneously, but they were all superheroes and it was an experiment. But
no, this was before that show came out.
Yeah,
and
about my grandmother. My grandmother had two births. Yeah, because they issued her two separate tickets, birth certificates with 2 different years.
That's got to be difficult.
That was difficult, but I try to tell everyone I deserve both to be exactly. Well, there's the idea for those celebrate the birthday month instead of the birthday day.
Well, so my birthday is February 20th, but 1980. But my spleen birthday is, where I was like on death's door, is in May.
Reborn.
So
you're like,
yeah. So I kind of like call it my second birthday because I got a second chance, and that's when 80% of my blood was transfused, and I shouldn't be sitting here right now, but I had amazing doctors. I was at an amazing hospital, and so I feel I have 2 birthdays because
it was a miracle.
Yeah, I walk 1% chance. 1% chance of walking out of that hospital alive, and here I am. So, It helped
Yeah.
her to get.
Social Security a year earlier.
Oh. Yeah, I was trying to see that. So I have the laptop, so it's a little harder for me to see the chat. So I try to bring it up on my phone, but we've got the list up. So
Well, see, that's the other thing that's weird, particularly for those who had home births. Back then, they screwed up the paperwork and the dates and the filings and stuff like that. I mean, even back then, it was very common to switch babies at birth, that they didn't have the right baby, and there's horror stories about that as well.
yeah, in the 80s that happened, and they actually made a movie about it. But it was two girls that were switched at birth. That was it back in the 80s, and that was the first time I had ever heard of it. And they came out with a movie, I think, in like the 90s or early 2000s, and that was the first time I've ever even thought it could be possible. So, like with both of my kids, I was like, crap. You know, you kind of worry about that stuff happening, but Jasmine looks just like my mom, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts that she isn't mine. She's mine. And then Joey, we did the paternity because I wanted to make sure, you know, and so yeah, both of them are mine. They didn't switch my kids at birth, thank God. Although when my son came to visit, he kept telling Jasmine she was adopted. So
Oh, that's
right,
so
Mom,
mean.
she's adopted, right? And,
Brothers always do that. Yeah.
but
Okay,
it
yeah,
was hilarious.
That's what it is. In a room of 23 people, there's a 50-50 chance that you will have somebody else with the exact same birthday. If you increase the number to 70 people, your chances will increase by 99%.
Yeah, the gentleman that I share a birthday with, his name is Marcus, and he's my birthday twin. And every year since I met him, I've known him for 11 years now. He's one of Tommy's friends that I met, and now he's my friend too. And we would sit around and we would sing together and have a good old time. And yeah, although I had to have a couple shots in order to do it, but yeah, we would sit and sing and have a good time. And then I think like 2 years after I met him, I realized he had the same birthday as me. So I post on his Facebook, happy birthday, birthday twin. And he does the same thing on my page. So he's awesome. I love him. He's amazing. So
I'm not too sure. I want to say it's Shrek. I could be wrong. But there's a scene in the Shrek movies where he picks up a snake and blows up the snake as a balloon and ties up the snake. And then was it Shrek? I don't know if that was Shrek or not. I remember it being some sort of cartoon. Like if anybody
That was
remembers
Shrek.
that scene, it was Shrek. Okay, so there's a scene where he's blowing up the balloon. There actually is some truth to that because the very first birthday balloons, used to be made out of animal intestines that they filled up with water. So, because they didn't have
I don't
helium
like
balloons.
balloons.
You don't like balloons?
I don't like balloons. Nope, I do not like balloons. And when people bring them around me, I like tense up and usually walk away.
Is it the fear of the popping or is it something else? Hello, Zach. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Yeah, I don't like the noise of it popping because it reminds me of, it just triggers. It's a trigger for me.
Yeah.
So I don't like balloons, and I never brought balloons and stuff like that.
We missed you too, Zach. Welcome back. It's been a while.
Right?
Well,
and that's really gross that the first balloons were animal dinner filled with water. That's
filled with water. Could you imagine taking that and using it as a water balloon to throw it at somebody? I'm sorry.
I'll pass, thanks. Now I'm gonna have that in my head.
Now I'm curious. Are Mylar balloons the foil ones? Are those okay, or you don't like those either?
I just don't like balloons. It's more of like the Pennywise red balloons that I don't like.
Yeah, so those are the latex balloons.
Yeah. The hot or the ones that are filled with helium. I'm okay, because when those pop, it's not as horrific and horrible sounding as, yeah, the Pennywise ones. But I don't like clowns either, thanks to that movie. So
I used to work at Party City, and that was my job, was blowing up those balloons, particularly around graduation, where I'd have to do thousands of balloons. It was crazy. So,
yeah,
oh, Zach, we understand, but we're so happy that you're here, and you're here celebrating on a special day. It's my birthday, so we're talking about birthdays. Let's see what other
Yeah,
fun facts.
we're throwing in a few other extra tidbits too, but mostly birthdays. So when is your birthday, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, if anybody wants to share, put it in the chat. We can wish you an early happy birthday or a late happy birthday, depending on how you look at it.
Right?
Here's an interesting fact. Noisemakers, like they originated in Europe in order to ward off evil spirits. So the idea was, if you blow the noisemaker, it would ward off evil and keep it away.
I had to put a log on the fire, so I'm listening.
Burn, baby, burn! She's going to burn. She's doing the ritual fire. Go put a log on the fire. See, isn't it so nice? She's out there. She's camping. It's beautiful out there. We do hear the wind, but that's okay. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, another fun fact. Okay, I'm just looking for some facts. I'm sorry. Okay, this is an interesting fact about how commercialized United States is. In the United States, of all the cards that are purchased every year, 58% of the cards are for birthdays.
Huh.
So that's why if you ever go down the aisle, you'll always see birthday cards being the most amount of cards, because people are more likely to buy a birthday card than they are. And I mean, you have other cards too. You have like anniversary cards, you have grieving cards, you have thinking of you, get well soon cards. I mean, those would be the other one, but 58% is all happy birthday cards that are purchased in the United States.
Yeah, there's tons of different ones. Like,
But then again, we're all materialistic. I mean, I almost feel like other countries, they don't celebrate birthdays with cards and all that other stuff.
I don't know. They might, but they celebrate it differently. I think. I personally think like, when I think of birthdays and people celebrating them like overseas and stuff like that, I feel like they do like festivals for them. You know, there's a festival every day. You know, that's just how I see it.
Oh, there's a thing called a golden birthday. I've never heard of this before. A golden birthday only comes once in everybody's life. It is the day that when the age of the person is the same as your birthday. So, for example, if your birthday is on the 16th, then the moment you turn 16 is considered your golden birthday. So my golden birthday would have been the 20th. So when I was 20 years old, that would have been considered my golden birthday.
Mine was
That
when
one,
I was 12.
Yeah, I never heard that one before. So
Oh yeah, growing up, I couldn't wait for my golden birthday, because that's like, you know, you have your sweet 16, then you have your 21st birthday, but then you have your golden birthday. And your golden birthday was like super, well, at least for us, it was like super special. You got like extra things on your golden birthday. So my one brother, he was 18, so he kind of got gypped. So and then, you know, you have your 18th birthday too, which is kind of special, but you're kind of an adult, but not an adult yet. Jaslyn won't have hers until she's 27. Joey had his at 9.
yeah. I almost feel like there needs to be like more mathing. Like there needs to be another golden birthday like later on. Because once again, with the months, there's only a maximum of 31 days. So that means you can only have a golden
you can
birthday.
Celebrate it every 20 years.
That's true.
You
So
know,
when I turned 40, that would have been, yeah.
And then when you turn 60, you'll celebrate another milestone, you know? So, yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking. The most popular song in the English language is Happy Birthday to You. But because it's copyrighted, the song makes tons of money from licensing fees, and that's why you rarely hear it sung on TV.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
How many times as we've sang happy birthday to people on YouTube, I'm surprised none of us have gotten nabbed for it.
I know. That's why I put that. I like that song. I was like rocking to that song. I was so happy when that song spit out. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. I'm going to use that song. I mean, I wanted. I actually. It took me a couple of times because I at first put I wanted a upbeat rock and roll song, and every time it kept spitting out a country song. I'm like, I don't want a country song. So then I switched it. I took out rock and roll, and I'm like, okay, I want an upbeat heavy metal song, and it came up with that. So which is closer to a rock and roll song. Let's see what else. More interesting facts. We have sharing a birthday with someone increases your chance of winning the lottery. So you know what that means? Your twin person, you need to play numbers on your birthday.
All right.
The chances of you dying on your birthday is higher than any other day. Oh, that's sad.
I know a lot of people who have passed closely before or after their birthday, like if they just celebrated a birthday. I didn't know that it was higher on your birthday.
Tuesday takes the title as the most common day for birthdays. Now, see, my initial birthday was Friday. I was born originally on a Friday.
I was born on a Wednesday. I was smack dab in the middle of the week.
Hump day. It says birthdays can have an impact on your personality traits. And that makes sense when you look at the horoscopes and stuff, whether, or even if you look at the Chinese zodiac years, it does. I think it does affect your personality traits. Let's see. Friday, how much? I'm trying to look for fun facts. If anybody has.
Pi Day overlaps with one of the greatest minds in history, Albert Einstein.
Ooh, Albert Einstein was Pi Day.
314.
I know, and Pi Day, it just passed like 2 months ago, whatever. March, what is it, March 14th, 3.14.
Yeah.
March 14th is Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Pi Day, 3.14. And it goes on forever and ever. Forever. They never found the ending to Pi. Pi never ends.
It's like the song that never ends.
Mm-hmm. What else we have? Germany is where they invented the birthday cake. So you can thank the Germans for eating cake. By the time of your next birthday, your nails will grow 4 centimeters and your hair by 12 centimeters. I think that's untrue when it comes to hair because, like you are blessed with long hair.
It's very long.
My hair just does not grow. No, it takes forever. However, my nails grow. My nails grow really fast. I'm constantly chopping off my nails.
Mine bend. Like they get so far past, and then they not even really, and they just start to bend my nails.
That's what starts happening. That's what happens to me. They start getting bendy, so I'll cut them, and I mean, they grow long. So any other facts? Does anybody want to talk about anything? I mean, we might make this an early night tonight, but no, go ahead.
So here's one. This is one birthday traditions vary across the globe. Hey, I said it, but
you said the word.
China. Yeah, it's the other word that has that in there that I really butchered. But in China, long noodles symbolize I can't say the word. Longevity and are a popular birthday food.
Long noodles.
In Mexico, in countries like Mexico, the birthday person traditionally takes the first bite of the birthday cake face first. That's
Speaking of
actually kind of funny.
okay, this is a horrible thing to say, but it's a warning. There is a couple of videos out there where, as a joke, they would take the person's cake and smash them down into the cake as a joke on their birthday. The problem is, a lot of times, bakeries will now put rods in the birthday cake when it's like a high birthday cake
Tears. Yeah.
to keep it upright. And this has happened many times. And there's a couple of videos out there where they smashed it and the rod went into the person's eye. So please
Yep.
do not be stupid and do not smash somebody's head into a cake. I mean, accidents
please
happen.
don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's a horrific way to, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Speaking of cake, I didn't get to celebrate my birthday today because in order to get a cake, we actually have to drive. I'm in the middle of nowhere. We have to drive like an hour to get a cake. So tomorrow, that is my plan. I get to have because we really want an ice cream cake.
Were you able to find a place with ice cream cakes?
And we're going to Walmart. That's the only place to get ice cream cake.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm in. I'm not going to say where I am, but I'm in the boondocks. There is nothing out here for a 30-minute drive. So if we need to go to the store, if we need to, there's no stores. There's nothing here. If I have to go to the store, it's a 30-minute drive.
Yeah. No, I couldn't.
Can't do this.
I like where we camp, but we have to drive to get to the
Right.
stores and stuff like that. But we're camping, and I like that. So road trip, and right now in Wisconsin, it's absolutely beautiful. Everything is so green because of all the rain that we're getting. So everything is just absolutely beautiful green wise. And so, and then different. So the end of last month, we had lilacs bloom everywhere. So the side of the roads were all purple.
That's pretty.
Now we have, and then it went to white flowers. So all the white flowers bloomed on the side of the roads. As soon as the lilacs, the purple from the lilacs went away, the white flowers bloomed at the beginning of the month. Or couple, I'm trying, gotta remember what date it is. So like towards, what was it? 2 weeks ago, something like that. Now, when we were coming back today, now there's yellow flowers blooming on the side of the road.
They're going through like the rainbow of colors.
Yep. And so, and then there's some pink ones and there's some, other colors thrown in there. But I noticed for some reason this year, all the purple. And then when the purple was gone, it was the white. And then, now that the white is almost gone, it's the yellow. It's like, interesting. And then, like I said, there's a few pink ones kind of thrown in here and there, and there's a few red ones, and I'm just like,
Now,
this is so cool.
Based on what you know of that area and weather patterns, is the weather you're experiencing now, which technically is summertime, is it more springtime? Does it seem like it's springtime?
Well, see, and that's the thing. So we actually thought it was already summer because even though it's been rainy, we've had some really humid, hot days. And so, and then like at night, it still drops down in lower temperatures.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see now that, summer is actually technically here today, to see how the weather patterns go, because up until today, it's been really breezy. Like it's to the point where our screen tent, because of the way our screen tent is, we have it open on both sides. So the wind goes through, but there are times where it gets really, really windy and the screen tent bends and touches the picnic table. And
Oh
then
wow.
and then it'll come back up. And then it'll keep doing that. Now I have lights up in our screen tent, and I've had to re-put them up because of how strong our winds. I think the strongest was 55 miles per hour.
So
And so,
here's another crazy rabbit hole, if you want. People are saying, this is just a crazy theory, that ever since the eclipse, the weather patterns have changed so much that it almost seems like we're in the wrong season. So I was just curious if it seems like you're in the wrong season. Like right now should be spring.
well, I don't think so, because I know, like, we would come out camping here, and before we got a seasonal, the last 3 years we've been here, this is our 4th year here. We would come randomly and stay for a couple weeks at a time, and the weather seems the same as it was in previous years.
Okay, so there's no
So
difference.
yeah, I just didn't realize how windy this spot was until this year. So the site that we're on, actually last year, because they change their seasonal sites every year, so it depends on like they'll take a site and they'll keep it as a overnight type site. So you can rent it for a week, you can rent it for a month, you can rent it for a couple of days, just all depends on each site. And then if that site does really good that year, then they'll turn into a seasonal site. That means that people are interested in that site. If it doesn't do real well, then they won't turn it into a seasonal. I mean, that's what I'm understanding, and that's what I've seen every time we've been here. Now, there's a few sites here that they will not turn into a seasonal site because it's too good of a spot. It makes too good of money for where it's at. And so it's like, dang it. There's a couple sites that I absolutely love that I'm hoping that eventually they'll turn into a seasonal, because then that would be awesome. But at the same time,
That's exciting though. It really is.
and every year is different. So it's,
And I will say this. I said this to you behind the scenes. I'm going to say it again. You are absolutely glowing with how peaceful and happy and smiley you are. So that is a wonderful thing.
yeah. And that, and the thing is too, like out here, like we're in the main park, and there's 2 extension parks here. And the extension parks don't have internet. And we, business wise, need the internet. So that's why we're in the main park. But I did fall in love with a site that's in one of the extensions, but we didn't even have cell service there.
Yep.
And so we're waiting for them to because they've been talking about extending the
Yeah,
internet.
they got to upgrade the system. Yeah.
Right. And so we're just waiting. This year or last year, they added more sites in the extension over on this side, which is down the road. Beautiful sites, mosquito heaven, unfortunately, but they added more sites, water and electric sites. So those got open a month ago. Maybe it was Memorial Weekend. So yeah, that was about a month ago, right?
Mhm.
Or not even.
No,
So I get my days confused out here, because we don't like do the whole, this is the only way we keep track of what the day is if we went home the day before or not, because we have everything on 2-day now. So if we didn't go home the day before, then that means we gotta go home today. And then every 2 days we go home, check on the animals. take care of the stuff that we need to take care of. I do laundry. And
sense.
then we repack for coming back out here. And most weekends you'll find us out here. Although 4th of July, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I think we'll be here for the 4th, and then we're going to go down by my dad because my grandma comes in on the 5th. And so her coming in on the 5th, she's coming up from Florida. And that's in our house, that's a ritual. As soon as grandma's in Wisconsin, we go, we see her, we spend time with her, and we, you know, she's up there in age. And
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one, though, out of all the grandkids that'll message her throughout the year. Like, hi,
Aw.
Grandma, checking in on you. I just want to let you know I love you.
Cherish-
And oh,
Cherish those moments.
yeah,
Absolutely.
My grandma's spicy. She's spunky and spicy. And Tommy and her get along great. My grandma loves Tommy. Tommy absolutely loves my grandma. And last year he ended up not seeing her, and she was mad at him.
Oh, he has to make up for that this year.
He wants to make it up this year, but she already told him, when I see you, I'm kicking you in your ass. Those
Yes.
are her exact words. And I
Love
was
that.
like, oh boy. I'm like, Grandma, for one, growing up, I never heard you swear. Never heard you use some of the terms you have used. I'm like, this is all new to me. But, you know, when my grandpa was around, when we moved to Wisconsin, summer was our favorite time of the year because my grandparents would come up from Florida. I think I was like 13 or 14. So we were here a couple of years before they started coming up every summer, and they'd spend the whole summer with us. And that was our favorite time. You know, as soon as school let out, we knew Grandma and Grandpa were coming, and it was going to be an awesome summer because my grandfather was a storyteller, and he would have fires on the weekends, and he would tell us ghost stories, or he would
Right.
tell us stories about their travels during the wintertime. Now, how much of it was true, I don't know. But let me tell you, all my grandpas knew how to tell stories. And they knew that I loved stories. They knew I loved history. And so they would kind of, I don't know if they made this stuff up. I didn't care. I was eating it up. I was spending time with my grandparents. But there was quiet time. We learned real quick, when Grandpa's taking his nap, you be quiet. So, because, you know, he was a hard worker. And then I found out that my grandparents were resellers. And let me tell you,
It runs in the family.
no, not me. I didn't get that gene. But it really shocked me that they were resellers, and they sold on eBay.
There you go. Well, now
So,
you're following in her footsteps, even though you sell different products now.
Tommy.
It's all Tommy.
It's all Tommy. I ended up with
Tommy.
a reseller. I'm not a reseller, but Tommy is, and
I always thought it was the two of you, but I understand.
I help. I mean, I help him, but that's
his thing.
I do. I make decals, and
Mhm.
so that's what I do. It's easier for my brain to hold all the information, but I do know a lot of stuff about reselling due to the fact that when he is talking, when he does his shows,
Mhm.
I listen and I pick stuff up here and there. By no means am I an expert, but he is. He's been doing it for many, many years, most of his life. So, and anytime there's a new update, he does his research and he learns it, and we're good to go. So,
All right, guys. So we're going to end it here. I know we're ending it a little abrupt, but I actually have some plans for this evening. My birthday's officially starting now.
whoop, whoop.
Nah, but everyone,
Have a couple shots for me.
I want to thank everybody for coming, and I hope you found some interesting things. I mean, we talked about the theory behind the 13-month calendar, some weird facts about birthdays, the whole ritualistic of singing happy birthday. I don't know, it makes you
Right.
think. And that's the whole purpose of the show. I mean, anything we say is for entertainment purposes only. It's not to be taken as fact. It's just things that people think about, say, do. It's up to you to make your own informed decision. But you know something, we like to
We
throw out
share.
rabbit holes. So if you want to like delve down the rabbit hole, look this up.
Yo, and so I did write down some of the things from tonight that we can look into. Next week, we're going to talk about haunted houses.
Nice. That's gonna be fun.
Yep. And
Haunted
then
houses.
July 4th,
We're taking off.
off. July 11th, we're doing mythological creatures. And then June 18th, July 18th, July 25th, August 1st, or wait, no, hold up. July 18th, we're doing Sirens and Mermaids. July 25th, August 1st, August 8th, August 15th, we are talking about serial killers and paranormal.
And you know something? I have to say this. With the Sirens and Mermaids one, I want to slip one little thing in there because it's happening now, and that is the Leviathan. Ooh.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. But if anybody wants to do some research on that, look up Leviathan because that is a fascinating thing of what is going on right now. So,
Interesting.
but it ties into mermaids and sirens.
Yeah, so I actually found a video scrolling through TikTok. You know how TikTok can be. I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you. But somebody clipped a one of those cameras on a shark. Those GPS cameras.
Right, like the GoPro or something.
Yeah, something like that. And they clipped it on the shark's fin. And supposedly a mermaid was spotted.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
There's
I have
some
to
weird,
find that one. Yeah,
weird deep sea creatures. So-
There are some very strange creatures for sure, and the ocean is not even close to being explored because there is depths that we just cannot go. And so I'll find the video and then I'll have Melanie play it for you guys when we do the mermaids and sirens, and then you can give us your opinion on what you think the if you believe it's real or if you think it's AI, because I'm kind of suspecting it's AI, but not 100%. I'm not 100% convinced. Yep. Just hold on, Jeslyn. All
right, so we're going to be ending it here then. Everyone, thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a happy birthday. It's something that we all celebrate. So whether it's an early birthday or a late birthday, enjoy it. And everyone, take care. Lots of love.
Much love, everybody.